Every Thanksgiving, I make a chocolate pudding pie. I'm not sure when it started, but most likely it had something to do with the fact that when I was 7, I got the stomach flu on the evening of Thanksgiving. My pillow people never saw it coming, but I got to stay up late and watch The Tonight Show with Johnny Carson. But somewhere along the way, as traditions changed and evolved, so did our pies. And as I stirred the pudding, I realized that this pie could be a metaphor for life. Maybe I was just half asleep since I, the only vegetarian at the table, had gotten up at 5:30 to brine the turkey breast, but staring and stirring was hypnotic, and I felt philosophical. I realized that sometimes you make accommodations to make it work. Maybe you use packaged cook and serve pudding because it tastes just as good as the recipe you made from your Little Women journal shortly after the Thanksgiving pie disaster of 1988. And maybe you use the whisk attachment from your mixer because there isn't enough room in your drawer for 2 whisks. And maybe the fact that that whisk doesn't have a handle means you have to change hands every 30 seconds to avoid burning yourself. And maybe when you've switched hands a million times and wonder if you're going to make it through this heat, you see the bubbles and realize that it may feel like it took forever to come to a boil, but that point where you felt like you couldn't take the heat was where the magic really happens. So you take it off the heat, wait for the pudding to cool, and then you put everything together. But sometimes those accommodations don't work out, and the store's out of canned whipped cream. So for the first time in your life, you make it yourself. And you stir, and you whisk, and you wait. And even though it takes a little bit longer than getting it out from the can, it's fairly easy because, well, you're using your hand mixer instead of actually whipping it by hand. But that accommodation just meant that you were able to do it. And in the end, well, it's a zillion times better than that other shortcut. So you cut yourself a piece of the pie, and it might stick to the pan a little bit, but it's okay. You've been through worse. So you put it on your plate, and you grab a big blob of whipped cream. And though it may not be as beautiful as you thought it would turn out, it tastes amazing. The proof is in the pudding.